Hi all, welcome to TechFest Java. In this video, we are going to discuss about how can we consume any REST API services in Springboot application. So, for demonstration of this, I have taken a previous video's example where we have been designed REST API services and also done the exception handling on that REST APIs using Springboot application. So, for demonstration of those consuming those services, so in previous videos we have basically created these REST APIs to fetch to perform the CRUD operation on employee object, employee entity basically. So these are the REST APIs which we have been created, and now we are going to design a consumer application for that. So for that I am going to define one new project, new application, Springboot application, which is basically having demo consumer, reboot demo consumer, and that's it. Here we are using Spring Web. That's it for us. Next. No. The project is now importing, so we have to wait for that. Once the project will be imported, we are using basically a REST template to consume these services. How can we consume these services using REST template? We will see in this consumer service. So this is basically demonstrating because sometimes we have to consume REST APIs, which is basically designed and exposed by some other third party. So those applications we need to be consumed to in our application to perform some operation, something like if Google is providing any map API, which is basically providing coordinates of the location or something. So that can be if we want to consume the services, how do we consume those services? We will look into that. So let's just project build it, then we will start that demonstration. Okay, now project is built. Let me just quickly do the changes in pom.xml file. So here I need to go here, copy this and paste it here. Okay, now let's get resolved. Now I'm just trying to create one package dot consumer dot controller. Here basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one bean. Going to create a method which is basically providing a REST template, and here returning new rest template. So that change I have done. Now I have to create a controller class. So here I am going to create a consumer controller class. So for that I need to create one controller called consumer controller Okay, so we have created one controller. Now if we open the previous APIs, right, the employee controller, see these are the 5 APIs which we can consume. Okay, so I am going to consume an API which will basically providing all employee details. So how do I do it? Firstly we need to auto wire. So we need to auto wire a bean rest template which we have created. I'm going to auto wire this rest template. Let me do it quickly. Okay, now I am going to say public string get employee data. This is the consumer API which I am going to create it. I am going to annotate this as let me just copy paste it so our time will get reduced. Just copy pasting over here. I am just saying this one as consume employee data, something like this. Okay, it's just a demonstration purpose, so I'm just taking that name so that it gets significance of that. Okay, now what I have to do here, I'm using rest template dot exchange method, and I am going to take this. Yep, I'm going to take this method. Okay, what it will take? The first thing it will take is basically a URL. So http localhost on which port or services are running. Okay, so we can see from here. To go here. Okay, so our production services are running 9091 port. So we have to give 9091 slash, and what would be the URL for this? The URL is this. So I am going to paste it here. Okay, now our URL is created. Now our method, I would say http method dot get. What would be the response we are expecting? So I'm expecting a string type of response. So I'm taking as string dot class, and request entity object I have to create it. I will create it later. This one, okay, I will create it first. So here for creating http entity, and this entity is basically of type string. Http entity object new http, and here I'm taking this object. Here basically I have to put some header values, so I have to create some http headers. New http headers, and in headers basically we have to set accept. So I am going to use this method, and here I am going to create one list of media type. List created list. Now I have to add list or add media type. So I am going to add media type dot. These are the predefined media type provided. So I am taking this one, and then in http header basically I am going to set this, and this http header I am going to pass here. Okay, so now this http entity object I am passing it here. So what it will do, basically it will set that the request format which we are expecting is in JSON format. Okay, so that's it. Now what I have to do, I have to just here get the body. Okay, so for demonstration purpose I am just taking body as str.json, and here basically I am going to do two things. First I am going to return this, and over here I am going to print that all employee data, something like this. Okay, so this is our first consumer, which is basically consumes this API and gets the result. Okay, now we have to run both the services, so let me just quickly run this producer service. Okay, let's get started. Now let me run this consumer service now. Fine. Now I'm just going to quickly open the browser and create the request. And here I'm going to say http localhost colon on which port? The consumer service is running on 8080 port, so I am going to give the port number as 8080 slash, and what will be the URL we have created? We have created like this. So I'm just giving the URL. Okay, to type again local host colon 8080 slash this. Yeah, you can see here. See what result we are getting. We got the result which is basically having in this API. This employee is basically returning what all data? This is returning a data from this service. These two employee data is basically returning, and that service is totally different. It is running on 9091 port, and this one consumer is running on this port. So here we can see the consumer controller, and we are just calling this service, get the response, and I'm printing that response. So this is the one of the example for consuming the first service, that is called get employee, all employee data. Now similarly we can consume other services also. Let's try to do that. Okay, for that I have to create request mapping. Let me just copy paste quickly things. Okay, if I want to create employee request, I am going to do this, and here I am saying consume create employee request would be post. Okay, public, I'm taking this image also as a string. Okay, so create employee data, and here what I'm trying to do, I'm just copy pasting this part, or fit pasting. Okay, now same request rest template I'm using. I'm here taking URL, and here we have to see basically which request entity we are going to pass it, right? So let me we have created this, and one more thing I have to do here, basically we have to accept the request body, and quickly naming, or I'm just copy pasting be better. Because here the employee class is not there, so we have to create one employee class also. So I'm going to quickly create one employee class over here itself. Let me just try to create employee class, employee. Okay, and I am not doing anything, I'm just copy pasting the thing. So from here, basically similar structure we need to create in consumer class as well, so I am going to create it there. Okay, let me just copy paste it. Fine, our consumer class is there. I have to remove this part, and let me just try to this. Okay, now here basically we have to pass this also. Let me this is basically not accepting strings. This string employee, here also employee. Fine. Now here the same thing I have to do, so I'm just copy pasting it and making the changes quickly onto that. So this is not get, so this is post service, so I am using a post method, and fine, every odd thing are same. So I am going to say created employee message. That's fine. Fine. Now to hit this service, I need to create at the postman. So I'm just quickly opening the postman. And when the postman is opening, I am going to restart this server again, 8080, because we did the changes over here, so I have to restart. Okay, let me just restart this server now. Fine, let's get restarted. If you can see that our producer and consumer both are running, and let me just try to make some changes over here. So I am going to add one request, which is basically a consume employee. Okay, and here I am making it this one request as post. I am saying http localhost 8080 slash. Okay, what would be the detail? The API name is this. I am going to take the body, no, and not, this is not text, this is basically JSON. So what I have to do, let me just take it from here. Basically this is also a JSON, so I'm just copying this and pasting it here, making the changes. I'm now going to make this one as 3, and let me try to this one as new name. I'm taking a techfest, and here the salary would be 25,000. I'm taking it. Okay, I hope everything is gone well. Let me, okay, it is giving me a 500. Let's see what is the issue. 4, not 5. Let me just quickly check this. This is the post request. We are expecting this JSON format. that okay. Oh, sorry, the URL is not there. So URL is something like, let me just check this URL. What is this? Okay, URL is create. So that's why it was giving me error, because that URL is not finding. So I have to rerun this service again. Let me quickly rerun this service and stop this service now. Okay, service gets started. Let me just try to hit again. Yeah, you can see that employee created. Now if I will hit this get all data service again, yeah, we can see that this object is also being created. So this is how we can consume the post request. Similarly, we can consume the put request also. And let me just quickly demonstrate that one also. Okay, here I am just making it as update, and here I am taking it update. This one is basically put request. This one is put request, and let me just try to see that what is the URL for that. So update request URL is this. So I have to put this URL over here, and let me try to do one thing quickly. We have to take the path variable also here, and let me put it here. And that path variable, just try to quickly demonstrate the URL part over here. I need to go and take it this as a string equal to this, and here basically I have to pass the ID, and that URL I'm going to pass it over here. That's fine. So we have made the URL, we have done this, we have done this. Okay, that's okay. This one to better consume this, and yep. In place of this, I just need to update the message something. Yeah, that's fine. I have created this part. Now let me just quickly rerun this server. Okay, let me just quickly rerun it. Okay, now server gets started. Now what I have to do, I am in same request, I am going to make it as put. This one is for consume, so I am picking this one as consume, and in body I am now going to update the salary, and that would become now 50,000. And here basically I need to make the update call. So this basically have to make something like this and this. I have to rerun this server again. This part was missing. Okay, now this ID going there and going there, and yeah, looks good. Let's rerun this again. Okay, now here I have to put the same logic. Okay, now which ID I'm going to update? The 3, so I'm passing here as 3. Okay, let me see, server is running. Yeah, so let me try to hit this service. Okay, employee detail is updated. Now let me just rerun this all employee detail. Now we can see that salary of the employee 3 gets updated to 50,000. Okay, let me show one more time. I'm going to update this salary at 70,000. Hitting the service here, and here, hitting the all employee service, and now it's showing at 70,000. So this way we can consume the update service also, put service. Similarly, we can consume the delete service as well, and just we need to pass the delete method over here. And what would be the ID which we want to go to delete it? We have to pass that ID over there. So that's it for consuming the REST APIs. This is the whole demonstration for consuming the REST API. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that you will get the notification for next video. And also in next video we will see how can we enable the ports for the services, and later on we will see that how we can register those services with the Eureka server, Eureka discovery server, so that how can we register that, and how can we make a client for them. So these are the upcoming videos. We will see that. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can comment out in the video section, and I'll try to respond to the questions. Thank you.